Hello guys, I know there's been lots of confusion about the game that was played in the FKF Division 2 that was pitting arch rivals, that was Ichuni Combined FC, which were hosting Gucha Youth FC on Sunday this month when they were having the second leg of their FKF Division 2 match. I know there is many who are asking why was the match abandoned and what were the context in which this match was abandoned, and let's be together in Gusi Sports TV as we delve into the insight that triggered that match to be abandoned on that day. So for the sake of context, that match before it was played, the difference between Ichuni Combined FC was 18 points and Gucha Youth FC had 15 points. Therefore, there were 3 points between the two teams, and that match had 3 points up for grabs, to mean that it had to be a tough game even before the match had begun. And between Gucha Youth FC and Ichuni Combined FC, we may see them as arch rivals, some of the top teams that have been sharpened from the Kisii County to now represent this county in the FKF Division 2 League. Therefore, it was a very tense game. Coming into the match, both teams desired for the elusive 3 points. And mark you, it was the 4th time these two teams were meeting, and out of the past 3 meetings between these two teams, none had won the match, as all of them had ended up in a draw. Therefore, this match that was played at Gesabakwa by Ichuni Combined FC was the home team, began really very well. In the first half, there were open chances for both teams. Ichuni Combined got its chances and Gucha Youth FC got its fair chances, and at halftime, everyone saw this match to be an open match whereby both teams seemed to be equal in terms of the energy in this game. Then came halftime, then came the second half. In the second half, we saw Gucha Youth being reluctant in their attacks, and they played more of the defense, and this gave a leeway for Ichuni Combined FC to create more chances, to have more possession in the match, and this made the Ichuni Combined FC to have lots and lots of attacks back to back. Unfortunately, when it reached around the 75th minute, we saw Ichuni Combined FC being given a red card in this match. And of course, you know, in a tight game like this, when a red card is given, they had to be a bit defensive to protect at least 1 point or not lose all the 3 points. And therefore, Ichuni Combined remained 10 people. Gucha Youth FC were 11 players in that match. However, towards the tail end of the match, we also saw Gucha Youth FC receiving another red card. Again, made the game to be 10 each between these two teams, but yet the score was 0-0. And therefore, the game continued still with Ichuni Combined FC having more pressure at Gucha Youth FC's defense line. And therefore, unfortunately, towards the tail end of the match, we saw the referee awarding a penalty in favor of Ichuni Combined FC. Overall, the referee was convinced that a player from Gucha Youth FC had his hand on the ball and it was within the 18-yard box, and therefore it was a penalty, and that is according to the referee in the match. However, Gucha Youth FC were not convinced that that was a penalty, especially in a tight game as such, whereby the interest was so high and it was their only chance, one of the best chances to chase a chance to play probably in the playoffs of the FKF Division 2, to have a chance to play in the Div 1. And therefore, we saw pressure mounting in the game. We saw a standstill in the game. We saw some bit of fans coming into the game, others walking out, and already there was tension in the field. Within that contestation, we saw a Gucha Youth FC player being given a red card, a second red card to Gucha Youth FC between that pressure. And therefore, the match came to a standstill as the penalty could not be taken because of the pressure that was there especially from the fans who were in that match, and therefore the game ended. But again, one of the key insights to know in this game was that Gucha Youth FC felt that the game was played beyond 45 minutes in the second half. This is according to the live streaming that was being done on the Gucha Youth FC fan page, whereby they felt that the game was played close to an hour in the second half, which is against the FIFA rules. And therefore, that's also part of the chance that made them feel that the penalty was illegal, especially at the tail end of the game. But for the sake of understanding such contexts, especially on matters of officiation, we saw some times when we had the issues with the FIFA World Cup or when we did the AFCON, we saw a game ending before 90 minutes. But remember what? The results stood in that game. And therefore, according to the rules, it may be very difficult for Gucha Youth FC to prove that the game being officiated beyond the 45 minutes could have made them opt not to play the game any longer, because according to the FIFA book, it's the referee who's the official timekeeper of the game, not the players, not any sides between the two teams. And therefore, that one will be a tough challenge if this issue goes to the Sports Dispute Tribunal to be overseen in detail. And therefore, that is some of the content that happened in that game. And now what's up to the FKF Division 2 Leagues and Competitions Committee is to see how will they handle this matter. But of course, there is an option whereby Ichuni Combined FC will be given 3 points and 2 goals on account that Gucha Youth FC rather did abandon the game from playing it any longer. So that is one of the chances that will be in this game. And we may see what sanctions will FKF have to the referee if they will be found that they played that game beyond 45 minutes in the second half. But remember, whatever will be done to the referee will be on personal basis. But whatever was written as per the match sheet will stand. Therefore, all that we'll see in the coming days what will happen on this issue, how will it be handled, and how will it inform future policies as far as such issues and conflicts in matters football are concerned. This is Gusi Sports TV. I'm your presenter and Demo Steven. Next time, let's meet here for another issue.